the fuck to sleep. Man, it's this. Let's see if we fight everybody. That's good. That's a good trigger. Eat everything. That's good. That's good.
I was anxious to do the audio read of this book because my agent has twins, and he gave me the book. I read it, and I fell out laughing. And I remember all those times when I did read to my daughter when she was that age. And everybody tells you reading stories will put kids to sleep, but it never works. It didn't in my house. Actually, if I picked her up and made up a story, it worked a lot better. But I did say go the fuck to sleep to her a lot. And I think at some point she would look at me when I would come in her room, and she would look at me and say, "Go the fuck to sleep, Daddy?" And I would say, "Yeah, go the fuck to sleep."
Not that much.
Audible Inc. presents Go the Fuck to Sleep. Written
What's
by
up, Daddy?
Adam Mansbach.
What's up, Ken?
Narrated
What's up,
by
Ryan?
Samuel L. Jackson.
What's up, Nadiko?
The cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep. You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please go the fuck to sleep. The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales huddle down in the deep.
Watch them nightly, man.
I'll read you one very last book if you swear you'll go the fuck to sleep.
You mean, thank you. Thank you, Miss
The
Led.
eagles who soar through the sky are at rest, and the creatures who crawl, run, and creep.
What's up, Meadow?
I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Lie the fuck down, my darling, and sleep. The wind whispers soft
Thank you,
through
crazy.
the grass, hun. The field mice, they make not a peep. It's been 38 minutes already. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Go to sleep.
Not a problem, Random.
All the kids from daycare are in dreamland. The froggy has made his last leap. Hell no, you can't go to the bathroom. You know where you can go? The fuck to sleep.
It's hilarious.
The owls fly forth from the treetops. Through the air they soar and they sweep. A hot crimson rage fills my heart, love. For real, shut the fuck up and sleep. The cubs and the lions are snoring, wrapped in a big, snuggly heap. How come you can do all this other great shit, but you can't lie the fuck down and sleep? The seeds slumber beneath the earth now, and the crops that the farmers will reap. No more questions. This interview's over. I got 2 words for you, kid. Fucking sleep. The tiger reclines in the simmering jungle. The sparrow has silenced her cheep. Fuck your stuff, bear. I'm not getting you shit. Close your eyes, cut the crap, sleep.
Oh my gosh.
The flowers doze low in the meadows, and high on the mountains so steep. My life is a failure. I'm a shitty ass parent. Stop fucking with me, please, and sleep. The giant pangolins of Madagascar are snoozing.
Thank you, Constance. What's up,
As
Super?
I lie here and openly weep. Sure, fine, whatever. I'll bring you some milk. Who the fuck cares? You're not gonna sleep. This room is all I can remember. The furniture, crappy and cheap. You win. You escape. You run down the hall. As I nod the fuck off and sleep. Bleary and dazed, I awaken to find your eyes shut. So I keep my fingers crossed tight as I tiptoe away and pray that you're fucking asleep.
What you do for work, Constance?
We're finally watching our movie. Popcorn's in the microwave. Beep.
What's up, Victory?
Oh, shit. God damn it. You gotta be kidding. Come on. Go the fuck back to sleep.
A little different than my traditional hop on TikTok. What you got going on? What's good with you? What's up, Constance? Appreciate it. Somebody was asking me a question. Is Alex going to be spending time with you tomorrow? Spiritually, the answer is yes, but of course I would want to give you guiding energy so that you can make a solid decision. Right, I don't know if you're still in there. How's everybody doing tonight? We got a couple of topics. I'm doing readings, love readings, 11:11. I'm a superhero, a nurse. Yes, you are, Constance, a superhero. Shout out to all the nurses out there. Appreciate your time and love and energy, Constance. Almost time, and I get to sleep. What you doing, Chima? What you where you going to sleep at? What you doing? Thank you, Constance. Appreciate it. Thank you. Blessings. Man. So funny just receiving gifts. This creates this type of energy inside my head where I'm just like, okay, all right. That's what's up, truck driver. How long how much more time you got on the road? To where when I receive gifts, it's kind of like this. It's too good to be true. It's kind of like a I'm very grateful. I'll tell you that. I'm very grateful. All right. How long you been a truck driver, Chima? Thank you, Yana. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate it. Thank you for the rose. Thank y'all. I don't know how many people's actually on here. I'm learning not to trust that number anymore. It says 28, so I'm just going to pretend there's a million people because that's how my brain works. Your beard looks fun. I love the upgrade. Okay, that's what's up. You mean spiritual upgrade or you mean upgrade to my face? That's a unique one. I like that. Either way, I'm gonna approve of it. Okay, all right, 10 years. Blessings to you. Shoot. That's what's up. I was gonna say something in reference to I think it was spiritual upgrade. It didn't slip my mind. Thank you, Chima. Be easy. Who cares? Bye to you as well. Topics. What y'all want to talk about tonight? Outside of that, I'm doing readings, but what y'all want to talk about tonight? I'm going to play some Alan Watts. I'm just here actually till about like 5 o'clock. We vibing. Ain't really doing nothing. The inner reflects the outer surface. Yes, it does. 100%. It does reflect the outer surface. Our thoughts. As of late, I've been learning how to process thoughts, not just my thoughts, like the ability to hear thoughts in general, to where I've learned how to not let the thoughts define me or affect me in a traditional way, to where when I was younger, it was just kind of co-sign on Samuel Jackson, Go the Fuck to Sleep. But where my thoughts have been commingled, mixed in with other people's thoughts, where I can hear other people's minds, to where I had to learn how to differentiate my intentions versus their thoughts, to where the inner me didn't change to something that I was unaware of, versus where the inner me reflects what I want to be as a person. And so I made a comment earlier today is that I want to be quiet, but it seems like I am going to make noise. But the person I am is still the person I want to be, which the gratitude is like my silence was the noise, if that makes any sense. So make sure your inner voice as a being is reflecting the version of you want to see, not what other people want to see. Because they can complain about your shirt, they can complain about something, but if the inner version of you and how you see yourself reflects on the external world, then your quality of life has a tendency to kind of look bright and beautiful and glorious and the things of that nature. So, but yes, 100% I agree with you there, Yana. How do I know the difference between lucid dreaming and astral projections? What's going on, Drone for Life? That's very interesting. Spiritual world for me is no one is teaching me these things. So the answers I give, I'm going to say with a great sense of confidence. 99% intuitive. And so astral projection is mental, such as you seeing yourself do that thing you want to do, where lucid dreaming is literally you sleep, but kind of like having this ability to see your dreams in a paralyzing state. So like I've laid down and it's the conscious level, if you will. I've laid down and been asleep and like felt my body physically kind of locked up, seasoned, but not seasoned. I'm just there, but I can see my dreams. Like I can see myself do things or see something in my dream where it seems so, not so much as real, but to where I feel like I can press play and pause. And so for me, lucid dreaming falls into that category, versus where astral projection is the mental image you project in creating a reality, like seeing yourself with a brand new car, like you have a memory of yourself as a child, like seeing your future in a way where you can write the details. But in lucid dreaming, it's like having that same thing, but projected in your mind, where you almost feel like, I wasn't trying to think about that. Does that make any sense? And so the difference is one being aware versus unaware, or conscious versus being unconscious. Thoughts is a key to manifestation. It's definitely an upgrade. You're seeming the rawness as well. Thoughts is a key to manifestation. It's definitely an upgrade. You're seeing the rawness as well. Who are you talking about? Us, Giannis? Yes, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Once again, like I'm learning. I know a lot, but know nothing. And so I'm like watching other people speak or hearing other people say something, and my brain does this like clipping of information where it almost downloads like a copious amount, to where I'm just like, I think I know more about than when I thought so. So like lucid dreaming is, if I gave you the definition off of, if I told you what lucid dreaming was just from my intuition, like I did, I'm not 100% confident that that's the answer. Then I go look it up, and it actually is. To where astral projection, I was like, man, what's astral projection? Like I never knew what astral projection was. Then I saw it. Astral projection is using your imagination to create the reality that best suits you. You mean thinking? I got a lot of astral projections. So now I'm more conscious to me astral projecting and creating the world I want, versus someone else astral projecting. And with the world the way it is, yeah, just know your image, know your visions. Tap the screen, share the live, show some love. Thank you. What's going on, Linda? How you doing? Appreciate it, y'all. Please tap the screen, share the live, show some love. We're going to hop on some Alan Watts for a little bit. We're going to hop on to some music. I'm here doing love readings for $11.11. Let me know how you want to pay if you would like a reading. Outside of that, how are we doing? So you can hear others' thoughts. So I can, Yana. As of late, I have... A while ago, I was identified to be a vessel for Ra, which I have no clue, like not the slightest bit what that means. And then out of nowhere, I started to actually hear, like telepathically, people speak to me to where creating that atmosphere / finding people and attracting people who understood that kind of, it hasn't really happened. But I mean, I would do all the math that's needed for me to find a level of comfort, for me to understand what was happening. But it took me a bit of time for me to kind of say that I hear it without this cringing feeling, like I hear thoughts. To like now where I'm just like, I don't know if people are doing this and it's normal. I went down the path of maybe there's something mentally wrong with me. I went down the path of maybe I should go get checked out. I went down the path of all these other different elements to only realize that this is something that I can do. Whether people can do it or not, I don't know. But something tells me that it's going to be soon. People are going to be like, yeah, I can do it too. And to have this streamline of understanding, like I'm 42 years old. I've been in the military for 17 years. Marine Corps and Army. I've had training beyond most people's imaginations on different variations. And not once have I ever heard somebody said, hey, you're going to hear voices. Who? To where now I'm just kind of like, all right, there's got to be something of an intellectual value to where there's a breakdown to understanding why not just me, but people can do that. And so, yeah, I can. He holds a high position in the spiritual realm. I was drifting to figure it before. Thanks for... Okay, no, you're welcome. There's nothing wrong with... Thank you, Yana. It's a part of your upgrade. You are seeing people in the rawness. That's one way to look at it. So, some of the stuff I be hearing, I just be like, oh... That's dangerous. I don't want to hear all of that, but apparently that's the thing. And, blessings. I don't want to co-sign that I have the position or I don't even want to say that I'm connected to the spiritual realm if in respect to the spiritual realm until somebody from the spiritual realm says, nah, brother, yeah, you the spiritual realm guy, right? Does that make sense? So no, I don't. It took a minute to kind of hear the value of it, but I don't feel that it's something to per se have concern versus it's like if I woke up one morning and I was 6'2". I'm 42 years old. I didn't know you could grow to 6. I don't want to be 6'2". I'm just saying I'm 5'8" right now. And out of nowhere, I would be all over the place. Like, so is that a thing? And everybody, ain't nobody in the world has. Okay, there was giants, they said, but that's a different thing. Does that make sense? So, but yeah, it's a thing, apparently. And so I'm looking / searching for people who can do that. Because when I find who these people are, we're going to talk. Because the people the thoughts I hear, you should hear the stuff they be saying. I'll be looking at people, can you read thoughts? You can't. We can be friends. If you can hear thoughts, my thoughts be different. I realize they're not my thoughts, though. So that's the good part. Thank you, Yana. Appreciate welcome to the party. Let's go listen to some Mr. Watts, y'all. I got see what he got on the universe real quick. Shout out to Mr. Jackson for the take your ass to sleep. All right, he actually go to fuck to sleep, so that's a bit different. Oh, we got something new. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Okay. He reads people's thoughts. I wonder if I'm trying to see if this is Mr. Watts actually talking, or they like to do musical beats over his work, so I feel like that's pretty cool. Especially when he's talking. Right now, he ain't saying this. So give me a second. We'll let it play to the first two songs. Yeah, it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. It's kind of. I was gonna skip it. I was like, I'll be patient, see what they got. All right, where we from, Drone? Where we at? What you got, Yana? Where y'all from? Yeah, I tried to get to Vegas. All right, Philly in the house. All right. Okay, I'm Texas, y'all. Texas, Killeen, Texas. So by way of Austin / Houston. It's about 3 hours from Houston, 45 minutes from Austin. I don't know if he's gonna talk. Okay, all right. How you like it so far? Is that almost 4 months? Killeen, Texas, Yana? Okay, yeah. Actually, we'll be moving here from Texas to Arizona, so yeah, it's hot, but better heat than Cali because there's no humidity. I ain't been to Cali in a minute, but I can see that. Yeah, it's closer to Vegas is closer to Arizona type heat, right? Kind of just dry, right? Yeah, Cali had like muggy heat. Yeah, I like Cali though. Don't get it twisted. I like Cali. Cold weather tonight, Cynthia. Where you coming from, sweetie? Oh, Massachusetts. Hey, I'm trying to find my geographical brain side. I have not been. How close is that to New York? Is that close to? I've been in Bangor, New York. I landed there on the way to my first deployment. And I remember walking in the snow and the snow coming up to my special no-no spot. And I was like, oh, this is cold. I remember stepping off into it and it's just like this whole, I don't think I've ever seen snow up until then. Yeah, Yeah, that might have been the first time that I actually remembered seeing snow until I lived in that's what's until I lived into Maryland, and then I fell in love with snow. Too expensive for what? To Cali? Yeah, Cali has a. It's like a I don't know. Cali. You mean Cali though, right? You talking about Cali or Arizona? My brain is like, which one you talking about? All right, that's not too bad of a drive from Massachusetts to New York. Sounds doable. Okay, Cali. All right, what's up, Queen? This is not him talking. Let's see here. Dang. I know that's right. $2,100 a month? Yeah. You better live near a beach. On the beach. On the beach. Not near a beach. On the beach. Wow. What's your dimensions, Linda? Okay. Yeah, $9.95 in Vegas. That sounds pretty doable. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, $2,100. That's a lot. 2 bedroom. That's a lot, sweetie. Yeah. How many bedrooms? You don't have to do square footage, but $9.95. It don't matter. Shoot, that's the brain for me is like, oh, Vegas. I'm sure it's expensive, but then you say $9.95. Now that's, I guess, in contrast, that can be expensive, but compared to California, $2,100. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's better than 2,100. Let's see.
Be unself-conscious. Be natural. The
Aries.
student tries everything.
My zodiac sign is Aries.
Act in the master's presence without guile, with total sincerity. But he realizes the more he does it, that in trying to be genuine, he is split from himself. He's standing aside from himself, looking at himself, criticizing himself. And then he begins to stand aside from the one that looks and criticizes that, and so on and so on and so on. And eventually he reaches the point where he sees that he's absolutely incapable of doing anything natural. He is artifice, insincerity, through and through and through. But that is a great discovery, because in discovering that you are a fake, in discovering that the more you know about yourself, the more you're just a big act, you're something like an onion. You peel off
My I personally don't. So there was a time where I would used to look at zodiac signs and kind of have like this relationship with trying to understand more of myself. You know, as I see it now, all zodiac signs is a form of guide towards how we are as individuals, to where me as an Aries, I identified by title because that's what I was told, to where when I got older, I kind of let go of the development to being an Aries, because it kind of held like this it kind of held like this oh, you're an Aries, you are the leader, you're a fire sign, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. And so my brain was like, yeah, I'm an Aries. And so I co-signed on that for a long time, to when as I got older, it was almost like, because I was an Aries, I had to do these things, and my higher self, my brain was looking at it like that shouldn't be the case, to where I became cautious, because I never wanted to cause like this disconnection from the astrology world, to where instead a heightened sense of awareness became upon me, to where when I hear the word zodiac sign, it's a guide on how to connect with people, or rather, there are multiple ways in connecting with a person. But with zodiac signs, I removed, if you will, that segment, but kept the very basics. So like right now, it's like Aries, a fire sign. I know it's leadership. I know it's considered to be, you know, loud and leadership, boisterous, you know, in your face, you know, get things accomplished, to having like these contingencies of okay, so as an example, for like, I heard Aries, and Aries is not a good sign, or a good sign to be together. My significant other is an Aries, and so if I used to kind of co-sign on whatever the zodiac sign said, but only to realize that it was only a guide to being in that relationship, versus a sheet of paper saying, hey, come here, you're a Scorpio. So you and Scorpios and such, y'all want what the paper says, you right? To where, how do you know that's not like one of the world's greatest relationships? how do you know, right? And this is not so much as you, this is just where I started to co-sign in my brain to kind of look at it and like, there's got to be a way for humans to interact. I knew it. There's got to be a way for humans to interact to where the wording of something doesn't determine who they can and can't be. Right? So to hear Aries, my brain used to be like, yeah, I'm an Aries. Now I'm just like, but I like other Aries, right? Like, so if you're telling me, you know, my significant other, she's an Aries, I can't be with her. Sorry, baby, you're an Aries. She gonna be like, boy, if you don't get over here. But the paper said, you can't. Does that make sense? So when I look at it now, I love that people are able to do the readings and do the connections on new moon in Scorpio, full moon in Aquarius, full moon in Cancer. Like, I understand in fact, when I do my readings tonight, I'll read from the book to give it that full depth, if you will. However, I made sure that my brain didn't beat itself up for disconnecting from it versus to do what I call a raw connection on where my brain is like, I am 100% convinced that every human could connect with other humans. They can connect with other people without creating the, oh, you're this, so sorry, I can't connect with these people. Does that make sense? Where now my inspiration is, you're this. This is how you can connect with this, and this. Versus you're this, you connect with this, but not this, with this, but not this, with this, but not this. Right? Does that make sense? And so the unity in me had awakened to like a whole new level versus I feel like every relationship is doable, but maybe not in the traditional sense where you got to be in the relationship, you got to be with the woman versus where I look at it now where you can be with a person and not be in the same house. You know, as the old people say, love them from a distance, baby. Right? And so learning how to love somebody from a distance is just as powerful as learning how to love them in the house. But you'd be surprised. Some people have a stronger love in distance than they do with the people that's in their lives or loving themselves. And so with zodiac sign, it was a good step process. As I got older, I started to kind of rewrite the code in my brain on I've learned how to comfortably express being able to love the darkest night to the brightest day. And once my brain started to see that, you know, all this other gorgeous stuff started to happen. So, but I share all that because whenever I hear zodiac signs, I just kind of put it out there. Like, I can't talk it like, I got to learn my girl's name. I think her name is Jay, actually, which is my lady's name. But she's got a page on here. When she talks about zodiac signs and all this other stuff, I just be over there like, yeah, that sounds good. Right? She'd be getting me going. However, that's not my cup of tea, if that makes any sense. So, if anybody has a zodiac sign and they operate in that direction, by all means, I will do the best I can. But if you want to find connection with whoever's in your life, I'll ask a certain amount of questions and I will work that angle so that you can have a raw, real, I shouldn't say, it's not like to say astrology is not real, but it's to create or to offer your brain that however you see the world is just as fine on how somebody else sees the world. Does that make sense? And so zodiacs, Aries, astrology, Scorpios, they see the world the way they were taught to see the world, the way it was described to see the world. How you get to see the world is kind of a variation of all the other potential movements on how a person can see the world, to where your view is just a tip of the iceberg on how to connect with every single person in your life. P.S. You might have to be by yourself to learn all the ways, but at the end of the day / process, it's usually worth it, in my opinion. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Yes, it's a reflection of yourself, 100%. Yes. You talking over there, Yana? And I was trying to find something different for the Mr. Watts. Let's see here. I had to keep this on the basic. Perspective is everything.
Men can be happy, more happy than the words, more happy.
This is a this is a talk by Osho. I haven't heard his work in a while. He's a spiritual philosopher, speaker, a spiritualist type mindset. But this is Osho's speech on life, how to live a life worth full of joy and happiness by Osho in English. In this audio, Osho said about how to live life with happiness and how to be happy. How to be happy, all speech in English language, and to know more about. Okay. So I actually haven't heard Osho speak, but my brain is looking for spiritual nurturing energy, if you will. Spiritual nurturing whatever that is for tonight. And so we're going to try Osho and see how his energy rocks with us for now.
Than the trees, more happy than the stars, because man has something which no man can be happy, more happy than the words, more happy than the trees, more happy than the stars, because man has something which no tree, no bird, no star has. Man has consciousness. But when you have consciousness, then two alternatives are possible. Either you can become unhappy or you can become happy. Then it is your own choice. Trees are simply happy because they cannot be unhappy. Their happiness is not their freedom. They have to be happy. They don't know how to be unhappy. There is no alternative. These birds chirping in the trees, they are happy. Not because that they have chosen to be happy. They are simply happy because they don't know any other way to be. Their happiness is unconscious. It is simply natural. Man can be tremendously happy and tremendously unhappy. And he is free to choose. This freedom is hazardous. This freedom is very dangerous. Because you become responsible. And something has happened with this freedom. Something has gone wrong. Man is somehow standing on his head. You have come seeking meditation to me. Meditation is needed only because you have not chosen to be happy.
Damn.
If you have chosen to be happy, there is no need for any meditation. Meditation.
Wow, did y'all hear that?
Then the meditation is needed. Buddhas don't need meditation. Once you have started choosing happiness, once you have decided that you have to be happy, then no meditation is needed. Then meditation starts happening on its own accord. Meditation is a function of being happy. Meditation follows a happy man like a shadow. Wherever he goes, whatsoever he is doing, he is meditative. He is intensely concentrated. The word meditation and the word medicine come from the same root. That is very significant. Meditation is also medicinal. You don't carry bottles of medicine and prescriptions with you if you are healthy. Of course, when you are not healthy, you have to go to the doctor. Going to the doctor is not a very great thing to brag about. One should be happy, so the doctor is not needed. So many religions are there because so many people are unhappy. A happy person needs no religion. A happy person needs no temple, no church. Because for a happy person, the whole universe is a temple, and the whole existence is a church. The happy person has nothing like religious activity because his whole life is religious. Whatsoever you do with happiness is a prayer. Your work becomes worship. Your very breathing has intense splendor to it, a grace. Not that you constantly repeat the name of God. Only foolish people do that. Because God has no name. And by repeating some assumed name, you simply dull your own mind. By repeating His name, you are not going to go anywhere. A happy man simply comes to see God is everywhere. You need happy eyes to see Him. What has gone wrong? I have heard about a man who became very famous in Germany. Even today his statues are there. And some squares and some streets are still named after him. His name was Dr. Daniel Gottlieb Schreber. He was the real founder of fascism. He died in 1861. But he created the situation for Adolf Hitler to come. Of course, unknowingly. This man had very pronounced views on how to bring up children. He wrote many books. Those books were translated in many languages. Some of them went into 50 editions. His books were loved tremendously, respected tremendously, because his views were not exceptional. His views were very common. He was saying things which everybody has believed down the centuries. He was the spokesman for the ordinary mind, the mediocre mind. Hundreds of clubs and societies were set to perpetuate his thoughts, his ideas. And when he died, many statues were installed. Many streets around the world were named after him. He believed in disciplining children from the time they were 6 months old. Because he said, if you don't discipline a child when he is 6 months old, you will miss the real opportunity of disciplining him. When a child is very tender and soft, unaware of the ways of the world, make a deep imprint, then he will always follow that imprint. And he will not even be aware that he is being manipulated. He will think he is doing all this of his own will. Because when a child is 6 months old, he has no will yet. The will come later on. And the discipline will come first, then the will. So the will always think this is my own idea. This is corrupting a child. But all the religions of the world, and all the demagogues, and all the dictatorial people of the world, and all the so-called gurus and the priests, they all had believed in doing this. This seems to be the basic cause why man is unhappy. Because no man is moving freely. No man is sensing, groping his path with his own consciousness. He has been corrupted at the very roots. But he called it discipline, as all parents call it. He believed in disciplining children from the time they were 6 months old in such a way that they would never after question their parents and yet believe that they were acting of their own free will. He wrote that on the first appearance of self-will, one has to stop it immediately, kill it immediately. When you see the child becoming a person, an individual, you have to destroy the first ray of his individuality immediately. Not a single moment should be lost. When the first appearance of self-will is noticed, one has to step forward in a positive manner. Stern words, threatening gestures, rapping against the bed, bodily admonishments, consistently repeated until the child calms down or falls asleep. This treatment was needed only once or twice or at the most thrice, the doctors told to people. Make the child so afraid. Shake him to his very roots. And those roots are very tender yet, a 6-month-old child. Threaten him with gestures, with deep hatred, enmity in your eyes, as if you are going to destroy the child himself. Make it clear to the child that either he can live or his self-will. Both can be allowed to live. If he wants his self-will, then he will have to die. Once the child comes to know that he can live only at the cost of self-will, he will drop his self-will and he will choose survival. That's natural. Survival one has to choose first. Everything else comes secondary. And then one is master of the child forever. From now, a glance, a word, or a single threatening gesture is sufficient to rule the child. What happened to his own children? Nobody bothered. Everybody liked the idea. Parents all over the world became very enthusiastic. And everybody started trying to discipline their children. And that's how, according to Sreber, the whole Germany was disciplined. That paved the way for Adolf Hitler. Such a beautiful country, intelligent, became a victim of a fool who was almost mad. And he ruled the whole country. How it was possible, it is still a question which has not been answered. How he could rule so many intelligent people so easily, with such foolish ideas. These people were trained to believe. These people were trained not to be individuals. These people were trained always to remain in discipline. These people were trained that obedience is the greatest virtue. It is not. Sometimes it is disobedience which is the greatest virtue. Sometimes, of course, it is obedience. But the choice has to be yours. You have consciously to choose whether to obey or not to obey. That means you have consciously to remain the master in every situation, whether you obey or you disobey. What happened to his own children? Just now, the whole history of his children has come into light. One of his daughters was melancholic, and her doctor suggested putting her in a mad asylum. One of his sons suffered a nervous breakdown and was institutionalized. He recovered, but 8 years later had relapsed and died in a madhouse.
Bye.
Another of his son went mad and committed suicide. And the autopsies of both the sons proved that there was nothing wrong physically with their brain. Still, both went mad. One died in a madhouse, another committed suicide. What happened? Physically, their brain was perfect, but psychologically, they were damaged. This mad father damaged all of his children. And that is what has happened to the whole humanity. Down the centuries, parents have been destroying people. They were destroyed by their parents, and so on and so forth. It seems a chronic state. Your parents were not happy. Whatsoever they knew made them only more unhappy and more unhappy. And they trained you for it. And they have made a replica of themselves in you. Arthur Koestler has coined a beautiful word for this whole nonsense. He calls it Bapucracy. Bapu means father. It is an Indian term. Indians used to call Mahatma Gandhi Bapu. This word Bapucracy is perfect. India suffers more than any other country from Bapucracy. The Indian leadership is still suffering from their Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi. Each child is destroyed by the Bapus. Of course, they were destroyed by their Bapus. So I am not saying that it is their responsibility. It is an unconscious, chronic state that perpetuates itself. So there is no need of complaining against your parents. That is not going to help. The day you understand, you have to consciously drop it and come out of it. Be an individual if you want to be happy. If you want to be happy, then start choosing on your own. There are many times you will have to be disobedient. Be. There are many times you will have to be rebellious. Be. There is no disrespect implied in it. Be respectful to your parents. But remember that your deepest responsibility is towards your own being. Everybody is dragged and manipulated. So nobody knows what is one's destiny. What really you always wanted to do, you have forgotten. And how you can be happy. Somebody who could have been a poet is just a money lender. Somebody who could have been a painter is a doctor. Somebody who could have been a doctor, a beautiful doctor, is a businessman. Everybody is displaced. Everybody is doing something that he never wanted to do. Hence unhappiness. Happiness happens when you fit with your life. When you fit so harmoniously that whatsoever you are doing is your joy. Then suddenly you will come to know meditation follows you. If you love the work that you are doing, if you love the way you are living, then you are meditative. Then nothing distracts you. When things distract you, that's simply so that you are not really interested in those things. A real person takes the courage to move with things that make him happy. If he remains poor, he remains poor. He has no complaint about it. He has no grudge. He says, I have chosen my way. I have chosen the cuckoos and the butterflies and the flowers. I cannot be rich. That's okay. But I am rich because I am happy. This type of man will never need any method to concentrate, because there is no need. He is in a concentration. His concentration is spread all over his life. 24 hours he is in a concentration. Man has gone completely topsy-turvy. You forget the intrinsic values of your life, your happiness, your joy, your delight. You always choose something of the outside and you bargain with something of the inside. You lose the within and you gain the without. But what you are going to do, even if you get the whole world at your feet and you have lost yourself, even if you have unconquered all the riches of the world and you have lost your own inner treasure, what you are going to do with it? This is the misery. If you can learn one thing with me, then that one thing is to be alert, aware about your own inner motives, about your own inner destiny. Never lose sight of it, otherwise you will be unhappy. And when you are unhappy, then people say, meditate and you will become happy. They say, concentrate and you will become happy. Pray and you will become happy. Go to the temple, be religious, be a Christian or a Hindu and you will be happy. This is all nonsense. Be happy and meditation will follow. Be happy and religion will follow. Happiness is a basic condition. With me, happiness comes first. Joy comes first. A celebrating attitude comes first. A life-affirming philosophy comes first. Enjoy. If you cannot enjoy your work, change. Don't wait. Because all the time that you are waiting for Godot. Godot is never to come. One simply waits and wastes one's life. For whom? For what you are waiting? If you see the point that you are miserable in a certain pattern of life, then all the old traditions say, you are wrong. I would like to say the pattern is wrong. And try to understand the difference of emphasis. You are not wrong. Just your pattern, the way you have learned to live is wrong. The motivations that you have learned and accepted as yours are not yours. They don't fulfill your destiny. They go against your grain. They go against your element. Nobody else can decide for you. All their commandments, all their orders, all their moralities are just to kill you. You have to decide for yourself. You have to take your life in your own hands. Otherwise, life goes on knocking at your door and you are never there. You are always somewhere else. If you were going to be a dancer, life comes from that door because life thinks you must be a dancer by now. It knocks there, but you are not there. You are a banker. And how life is expected to know that you will be a banker. God comes to you the way He wanted you to be. He knows only that address, but you are never found there. You are somewhere else, hiding in somebody else's mask, in somebody else's garb, under somebody else's name. How you expect God to find you? He goes on searching for you. He knows your name, but you have forgotten that name. He knows your address, but you never lived at that address. You allowed the world to distract you. God can find you only in one way, and that is your inner flowering, as He wanted you to be. Unless you find your spontaneity, unless you find your element, you cannot be happy. And if you cannot be happy, you cannot be meditative. Why this idea arose into people's mind that meditation brings happiness? In fact, wherever they found a happy person, they always found a meditative mind. Both things got associated.
God damn, this is lit, y'all.
Whenever they found the beautiful meditative milieu surrounding a man, they always found he was tremendously happy, vibrant with bliss, radiant. It became associated. They thought happiness comes when you are meditative. It was just the other way around. Meditation comes when you are happy. But to be happy is difficult, and to learn meditation is easy. To be happy means a drastic change in your way of life. Abrupt change. Because there is no time to lose. A sudden change, a sudden clash of thunder, a discontinuity. That's what I mean by a sannyas, a discontinuity with the past. A sudden clash of thunder, and you die to the old, and you start afresh from ABC. You are born again. You again start your life as you would have done if there was no enforced pattern by your parents, by your society, by the state. As you must have done, would have done if there was nobody to distract you. You have to drop those all patterns that have been forced on you. And you have to find your own inner flame.
What you think about that? Love many spiritual rituals. What y'all think about that? I've not heard Osho before. It was Osho, O-S-H-O. And so I'm in love right now because of a multitude of information. When I started hashtag use love first, I used to use I still use them. I would use the emoticons or emotion cons, where it was the love symbol, the meditating symbol, the sparkling symbol to representate spirituality for me, and the crown to represent royalty. And as he's speaking, where people feel that meditation brings happiness. I love his perspective because it has a way to help balance energy inside of you, but you are meditating because you're actually happy. And so your happiness brings you to this status of like, I want to keep this. This is light. And it helps you focus. It helps you enhance who you are. It strengthens my meditations. Jesus Christ, it strengthens your connection to what brings you joy. And so like, to know that as a being, as a spiritual being, as a person that's kind of awakening to the things that I find joy towards, my meditations are like imbued with like some of the most happiness loving things, to where the growing up and not actually being taught meditation, where people are like, meditate to bring happiness. And this is not to say that that's a wrong thing. It's to kind of jump on the back of Osho, where he's speaking about the pattern or the conditions in which we were taught something, to where your brain tricks itself to say, hey, do you meditate? That's because you're happy. This is not to say of anybody who's on here who's not meditating that you're not a happy individual, but to know that when you start meditating, then you're happy. And then from that moment, you might be, whatever the case may be, you start meditating on the blueprint of what Osho is saying. If you're meditating, then you're happy. Then that moment gets extended to more happiness. And then you have this pattern to where you're, in my brain, I'm always meditating. I'm meditating right now. I'm mindful to the things that I say. I'm mindful to the energies around me. I'm mindful to the stuff that's processing in my life, to where my happiness is connected through all times, which is kind of cool because it's stuff that I've been processing in my mind, to where my life is looking, I broke the pattern of which I was taught to do things versus to reconnect with my pattern and understanding that I'm responsible. What did he say? Your happiness, only your sight is happiness. That's what I wrote down. You need to put yourself first. You need to put yourself first versus the people external to you, but in a way where, how you put it, be respectful towards others, be respectful towards your parents, but your greatest responsibility is towards yourself. That's not what I was taught when I was a little kid. Nah, that's not. And I myself as a man am doing the best I can to teach that to my children, to teach that to my friends, to where we don't get it to where we grow up in this environment where like, I got to do for you so that you can do for me, versus I want you to do for yourself. Because I might go to the store, and if I'm at the store for 20 minutes and your brain is just like, well, I was waiting for you to do for me. There could have been a line at the store. You'd have been waiting for me, and you can change that process in so many different ways, whether somebody doesn't come home or somebody's without a mom or without a dad. And to teach the human, to teach a person, your responsibility is towards you. Oh man, that's some empowering stuff right there. And then the happiness development or the happiness blueprint that's created in that type of atmosphere, you got your own little breakdown now. And if somebody try to take it away, at least you know what your happiness is, versus when somebody takes the plan away, but no, this is your happiness. You'd be like, oh, but I like fish. Nope, we don't eat fish over here. We eat chicken. I'm not happy anymore. You gonna feel like this ain't life. I don't know what this is. But yeah, and Michelle, what you talking about? What you say? Trauma is a gateway drug. Break that down, Michelle. And what's going on, everybody? How we doing tonight? Until someone stops it. So, what's going on, Van? How you doing, sweetie? So when does trauma doesn't play a part in someone's life, where do you draw the line? When you say no more pain. Yes, and making sure we love and protect the children. Yes, we got to teach this to our children. Your responsibility to babies is to make sure the babies know that they can be responsible for themselves the first chance they get. So when they do for themselves the first time, we don't be like, no, who told you You can be happy. No, you want to, yes, yay. Like taking the first step, the baby take a step. We don't want to clip the baby, make them fall. You want to clap for the baby so they can be like, yeah, you got to start walking. You was heavy. I was holding you. Ooh. Yeah, we got to protect the babies. It has to stop with you. Yes, indeed. Accept everything for what it is. Accepting everything for what it is. Creates this atmosphere of reality to where the people who created it, you kind of have this correlation / connection that they're like you. They just see the world different. And so you would want to be in there. You would like for them to accept your perception of reality without doing the world famous judgment dance to you being able to accept them. And quite often it seems to be more of, I shouldn't say it seems to be more, but as of late, I've been experiencing people who feel like their differences, or I've been experiencing where people are not accepting a person's perspective simply because the things they've learned was different. And so accept everything for what it is. Acceptance is key in creating what I would like to call your master reality. Versus kind of creating that's not how it is. All right, if you say so. Put yourself first. Yes, you should. Yes, while being aware of motives, keeping ego in check. Trauma in childhood causes more addictive problems and often more trauma. Hurt people hurt people. Ooh, one of my favorite. It is true. Hurt people do hurt people. Yes, complete turning it upside down. How we overstand parenting our kids. Yes, I am mindful, working on putting me first and finding what I enjoy. Yes, it's an awesome way to understand. Love it. What was that? Breaking up with my pain in my past. He chased me down. Yes, while being aware of motives. Keep it okay. Hurt people do hurt people, but heal people. And I say it in that way where a person who has the ability to heal is a person who has learned from pain. And to inspire the brain to know that if a person who is hurt, we as healers can look at them to say, you are a healer. Because I know as a healer, I come from a hurt place. And the only person who hurt me there's two ways to look at it. Growing up in a traumatized environment, yes, it was their fault that they hurt me. And so now if I don't break the generational curse, break the cycle, then I am growing up from childhood to adulthood. Now I'm hurt. And then I send that pain to my children versus I grew up in pain. And then I had what I call my spiritual awakening to kind of be like, you know why they hurt me? Because the people that raised them hurt them. The people that raised them hurt them. And the pattern continued until one day my brain was just like, time out. No more hurting people. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and seen so that when you create these actions towards people, you can have actual intentions without creating the hurt environment. So for me, if I say something or do something that's painful to you, I inspire you, I enhance, I say all that I can say so that you can say that was uncomfortable, that was painful, my feelings are hurt. Versus where it's just like, where they talk about narcissism, gaslighting, things of this nature. And the person creates this atmosphere where the person who's actually talking is trying to express themselves that they're in pain. And we have a tendency, I shouldn't say we, but at times people will create this atmosphere where the person who's in pain, we say, I can't be in a relationship with you because you're hurt. And so instead of creating that mindset of, how do people say it? You got broken in a relationship or hurt people. Well, how do you heal? You actually heal in a relationship. Just one person needs to one person should create a comfortable mindset to say, I would like for us to have a healthy relationship. I would like for us to have a healed relationship. I would like for us, and just like that, the work starts going into where the environment slowly changes versus the toxic environment, versus the abusive environment, versus that environment where the person is staying and their mindset is, if I stay, she's going to treat me better. If I stay, he's going to treat me better. And the person who's being abusive, of course, their brain is like, well, you stayed, so I figured this was cool. No, that's not. To where finally the person who's hurt stands up and says, enough's enough. And that person now starts to transform into this healing power. So when they get around other people, they kind of create this healing energy. And there's so many other variations to where that hurt person can still be healed by the person they were hurting, but sometimes it's a little bit of distance that allows them to kind of have like the heart grows fonder, that allows them to kind of have like this epiphany and revelation of, just because that person wasn't showing signs of pain doesn't mean that they weren't hurt. And the person who was hurting them kind of has like this epiphany of like, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing good stuff. I was causing you pain. That's right. And so try to, for anybody who's hearing it, try to know that if you are hurt or a hurt person, or you grew up in that abusive environment, your superpower is that you, one, become a healer. Two, remember to stand up against the pain that's presented to you. And before we cause the level of judgment that they are people who are hurting us, they grew up in hurtful environments. They grew up in the conditions in which they're operating in, to where you can enhance your brain. Your brain will do it. Your brain's going to be like, I'm a healer. And so I'm going to heal to the best of my ability any type of pain that's sent to me, not attracted. Understand the difference. Because if you say you attract pain, then your brain's going to be like, okay, you attract pain. But if you say you attract healing, your brain is going to attract people to you who are healers or who know how to heal, versus someone who's in the mindset of attracting people who's hurting you and then saying, oh no, I'm healing you. That's not, if I say it's painful, then your action should say, well, how can I create an environment that inspires you to be more healing, or it inspires you to have a healed relationship, or inspires, and the list goes on and on and on. And so it's not so much that hurt people, or even heal people. It's the conscious awareness of the person who is hurt, or the conscious awareness of the person who is healed. I myself, to identify myself as a healer, didn't feel that I was a healer in my younger youth or conscious days, versus where I was like, this is it because that's what my dad did. This is it because that's what my mom did. This is it because that's the type of stuff I've seen on TV. Versus when, as I got older, I would say like, hey, my goal is to love you. And if it's not loving, I need you to say something to me. I need you to be like, baby, that hurt. I'm not trying to hurt you. I thought that was cool. I saw it on TV. So that's not cool. No, I apologize. Does that make sense? Excuse me. How not to react out of hurt. Showing another way to react, right? Yes. Often the hurt, we get past the pain, the easier it is to see the lesson or silver lining from the hurt. Agreed. I don't know if you're in a relationship right now. I'm trying to think of it where, when people are in pain, the power of being vulnerable to say that you're in pain decreases the pattern of that being repeated, right? And so just the traditional relationship and the person that you're in a relationship with says, this causes me discomfort. This is to inspire the brain to say, can we talk about a reality where both of us is being loving to each other, and we can have this level of agreement so we're like, yes, that's loving to me. I agree with that. Helps me. I love you. I want to bring joy to you. The list goes on, so on and so forth. But to inspire your mind to not just get past the pain where you're like this warrior, like I made it through another day. What's tomorrow going to be like? versus where you can have like this sense of gratitude and it transform into compassion, and you say, thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you being able to have that awareness to the pain that I'm feeling. So it inspires me to feel that, one, I'm heard, two, that I can communicate effectively, and that if any worries come up to the future, which automatically makes the future look brighter, if anything comes up into the future, I know that I got a partner who's like, hey, shit, what's up? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that wasn't shown to me in my youth versus the person that I am now, where I do all I can to on my content, on my relationships with my children, to create that atmosphere of saying, hey, my intentions is to cause a healing environment to loving you. So if I'm causing you pain, I'm going to sit here and become a master listener and just be like, what's on your heart? Yeah? No. Yes, being able to speak up for oneself is a blatant open communication. Yes, it is. Where you from, Michelle? 100% it sure is. Family transparency. Oh, you're in Killeen, Texas. You Central Texas. I'm out here in Killeen, Texas myself. Good evening to you. Good morning to you, to be honest with you. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what's up. We natives. Military, what you got going on? I'm so sorry, excuse me. Yes. So Sadhu Guru is probably, good morning, Divine. How you doing, sweetie? Sadhu Guru is probably my number one spiritual advisor, spiritual guru, if you will, for me when it comes to learning about the spiritual world. With that being said, there are countless others that I like rock with on some like, wow, this is mind-blowing information, to where I passionately desire to create my own community, or to get a part of community, to people who understand spirituality at that depth. You know, I want to find people who speak to their guides as a normality. I want to find people who can hear their ancestors as a normal quality of life. And so my brain is trying to find a way to create that environment, send it out as a frequency, and attract it for my spiritual growth, as I, for whatever reason, am able to speak that language. For one moment, I thought I was able to communicate with the dead. To one moment, I thought I was communicating with other entities. For one moment, I thought I was communicating with godly entities. To another moment, to where I'm just like, all right, something is happening and transitioning in my life, to where myself as a being is able to do that. And I know my brain is like, there's a community out there. And so my hidden goal is to go live in a way that creates attention and bring it to a heightened sense of awareness towards not towards the Sadhu Guru level. And I know that at that range, it's going to, provide comfort. Yes, we need more spiritual leaders. I'm trying my best, Divine. Something tells me that, with this as a platform and an understanding to create that reality, I'll be able to do greater understanding to why humans, have the capacity and capabilities on being able to hear other voices. To me right now, that's groundbreaking because I've not met another person who's like, oh yeah, I speak to my ancestors all the time. I speak to my ancestors. I speak to my guides. I speak to my higher self, but I don't hear them like, hey, Kyle, I'm speaking to you. Versus where I'm actually able to hear people in distinct ability, and they, or whoever that is, speaks and creates other connections to where now my brain's inspired to say, go find out what's happening. I'm working with my ancestors on communication types. What do you mean, Michelle? Meditation is needed when you have not chose to be. Man. What's up, King? We're gonna rock out for about 5 o'clock this morning, which is less than about 30 minutes, so 23 more minutes. Blah blah blah. I have had experience of hearing others that live. Really? Okay. All right. And how have you processed that so far, Michelle? How's that worked out for you? 100% divine. So in hearing the voices, the idea of finding out how people are able to hear voices came in as an idea. So that's my ancestors guiding me, which sounds weird because the voices are saying things in a way where it's just like the consistency of saying the voices creates the energy of mental problems versus to where my intelligence is. Now there's something of a logical sense that's happening to where the idea of let's see if we can find out why humans are able to hear other people's thoughts in a scientific fashion, to where that's now sent out as an exciting idea to where eventually it will come to fruition. But it does come in the things that people say, and the response in the silence is your ancestors communicating to you, if that makes sense. It's a random for me to receive. Really? Okay, that's what's up, Michelle. Anything recent? What's up, Nazara? Thank you for the follow, sweetie. Or buddy, boss, not sure. I will know the voices I hear. They are in my circle. Okay. So that's like terminology that people speak of that inspires me to be like, yo, I want a spiritual circle. I want a spiritual community. I want a tribe. I want to, right? And to where it's being operated in a fashion that's, for lack of better words, able to speak the language of acceptability versus what I've recently experienced. And so if I can create that, which I got a feeling I'm very close to, versus the lack of acceptance towards people. I have a very high tolerance on trying to be in people's lives, where being in their life inspires me to kind of become really involved, which creates a connection to where, if not nurtured, creates the person to have a different type of response / reaction to me, to where now I'm just like, that's not my intentions. I was trying to do something else. And so it's coming. I've recalibrated a lot of things, but the intentions are still the same. I've heard conversations between my daughter and her man speaking ill of me. I'm sorry about that, sweetie. I'm sorry about that. What's going on, Amber Goodis? Oh, good. Oh, good. 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 Good, sweetie, good. Thank you. Welcome back, Amber. Hey, love. Hey. Good. It's you should. As I smell the energy of the community, spiritual community getting closer to me, I have a feeling higher levels are going to be able to help me understand why I am able to I don't know if this, I'm telling you, there's nobody in my life who's like, Kyle, you have a spiritual awakening. I have no idea what's happening. I just know there's things happening to where I'm just like, this is different. All this stuff, all these videos y'all see me make, I don't go to school for this. And there's countless to where the sense of energy and gratitude is where I look at it. I'm just like, dang, this is very beautiful, with this sense of I am aware that my awareness has had me connected with, you can call it Akashic Records, you can call it higher consciousness, you can call it what you want, to where finally I kind of had like this mental training, if you will, where I would say to myself, be gentle with your power, be gentle with your power, be gentle with your power. But it's the ability to perceive the reality that's presented to me without disrupting anybody else's reality, but to enhance and inspire their reality, to where my epiphany of like, I've made so many videos, I've done so much interaction, where I started to kind of look into the mirror and say, feel comfortable in being vulnerable and expressing and experiencing what you truly want without feeling like you've done something wrong, without feeling like you have to go about it a different way, versus the truth is, I enjoy this to such a degree that I want to create it on a large spectrum, but it was never to say large in attention getting versus large into a quality of life, to where now my brain is looking at it as I'm able to hear people speak, and now my heightened sense of awareness has turned to, why can I hear you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I able to hear distinctively what you're saying to me? Yeah. Not whispers, here. So now where, I want to go over here and do this versus hearing their thoughts, to now I've had to learn how to combine both what I want in the world and, for lack of better words, pay attention to them as well, because your love is so immense. Hey, Nadine, how you doing, sweetie? Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle. So rejoice to see you again. Hey, love, I'm over here clapping and shit. What's going on? How you been, sweetie? Excuse me. Yes, 444. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. So 444 for me in connection automatically means love. Like love. Like when I see 44 or 444, love automatically, my brain is, hey, that's love. That's it. That's love. So I don't see time as time anymore. I don't see time as just synchronicity. Me and time have quite the communication. Me and time talk. It's very beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful. How to water and nurture the relationship around them. Yes, indeed. It makes it easier to do so when nurturing is the key and your intentions is for growth. What do I smell from you, Amber? That is very unique. Give me a minute. Teach people the importance of nurturing themselves, and in turn, they will understand how to water and nurture themselves and relationships around them. Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. What do I smell from you? Amber, are you still in there? That is very unique. Have a good night / good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. Thank you for joining my channel. Please check out my YouTube. I will be uploading this stuff to YouTube sometime soon. Please check out my bio for my book. And good morning to you. Take care, girl. I smell love with you, girl. Well, let's go ahead and nickname her Love. My baby is 444. Her first name and middle names are all 4 letters. Okay. Now you got me I'm going to write my name down. Give me a second. See what my numbers are. Fresh new hairdo. Meatless. You haven't seen me since? Nah, Nadine, you've seen me since. You haven't seen me since I've had this? It ain't been that long, has it? Okay, all right. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you, Divine, appreciate it. Appreciate the love on it, y'all. Okay, 11. $17. I don't know why it was 1 + 7 = 8. I'm infinity. I'm infinite. That's what my brain just said. I'm an infinite brother. Shout out to all the people who's infinite. Still got your pick ready to be mailed your way. So I'm gonna do a duet of your duet. I thought that was, that was pretty cool. Yeah. So did I respond? I'm gonna do a duet of your duet. That was pretty cool. Like I still see it. So. That's pretty cool. Thank you. You're awesome. You did a picture of me, right? I'll give you my address and everything. Well, where you live at? What's up, kindfulness? Thank you, Nadine. Appreciate it, sweetie. You got my cheeks hurting. I appreciate the love. My greatest pleasure, you're inspiring. It made me smile. I'll tell you that much. I enjoy joy. I enjoy love. Okay, where you at? Colorado or Canada? Where you at, love? Oh, okay, Ohio. What you mean states again? And I'm retired, Divine. I did Army and Marine Corps. 4 years in the Marine Corps and 3 years in the Army. Sure did. Thank you. Well, to be world bound for the world. Well, to be world bound for the words to flow. Thank you, sweetie. When I was reading it, I appreciate that. What gave it away? Did you see something? I'm trying to hide it with this. I'm trying to, and you're not showing the military face. Seemed like a long time ago. Damn, that's crazy. It does. Huh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. The military has a way of rearranging things in your mind to where when you get to the real world, that's my girl, yep. When you get back into the real world, you have I don't know, man. The best way I can explain it is that we don't see the world the same way anymore. The discipline has changed. And so to fit into the structure of unstructure, it can be challenging for a person's mind who's militant and living life in this fashion versus almost this free range mindset, to where I had to legit download and say, boy, you better live life. You better get out your head. People gonna do what they want to do, say what they want to say. In the military mind, your brain is like, you can't do that. You can't, right? And it's the training to your brain versus where you kind of have this epiphany of, so where y'all at, y'all can do that? Oh, that's different. That's not, I can't do that where I'm from. Right? On top of all the other childhood things that's happened. So PTSD is not just military driven, but it's the people who experience a reality that's so harsh that the slightest bit of pleasure puts their brain in this, don't touch it. You're trying to hurt me. That type of mindset versus where the person is just like, I just wanted to know if you want some cookies, like this is different. And a person whose mindset is constantly battling stuff, it takes them a while to realize, so I ain't gotta fight no more? Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna play video games all day. You lazy, your mama. I mean, in the military, I fought all day. So now I want to play video games all day, but they judged me when I was fighting. Now they judge me because I'm playing video games. And the distinction for the human brain to say it's okay to be in either direction is hard for a person, especially when they come out the military. It's very hard for them to kind of be like, it's okay. You safe in your own home. But I've had some, I've had some moments. The most baseful joy is filling me with you. What you talking about, Nadine? You got me over here blushing. When this guy goes live and someone shares something, i.e. this woman's husband passed from cancer, he berated her for sharing because he didn't. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Trust me, when I call my brain versus me, my brain might see and say something else from the conditions in which I've gone through. But it's taken me a minute to kind of say, I'm so sorry that you've gone through that. I understand, I send love and light, versus to where the balance into my brain would look at it where it's like, oh, she's looking for attention. Oh, she's doing this. And that's from the training that I went through in my brain from the military or from abusive environments or whatever the case may be, to where my what I call the proper brain is like, you can be nice, right? I'm like, but they gonna say something. Boy, be nice. I'm sorry, and I love you. Now, how do you feel? I feel different. This is different. And so now I've noticed that some people, it takes a minute for that segment of their brain to kind of reach this density, let's just call it, or enlightenment of we can all be happy and share that level of joy. where her story and his story probably are the same, and they can just kind of share their quality of life versus the belittling. And that's unfortunate, and I'm sorry. No, my compassion has not been lost. It was in there somewhere. I was like, I'm nice, right? Somebody like, yeah, you got have faith in your dreams, brother. Just you got to stick with it. So I was like, all right, your emotions are running high. There you go. Good night, love. Good morning to you, sweet dreams. I'm about to hop off, y'all. Right? It took a minute, but it's in there. And sometimes it takes a minute for people to kind of discover it or rediscover it themselves. And, you know, when you do, you don't want to let it go. You know? Good night, Van. I love you, girl. Be easy. Sweet dreams to you. What's up, Shaba? So next time you see his page or next time you hop on Divine, just trust me, he's trying his best. I can tell you that. You know, send him some love next time you see him. So please find it with me on the way. I feel your praises across miles of gratitude. Bye. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for sharing with us this evening. No, not a problem, Divine. Thank you so much. Thank you for opening and allowing me to be vulnerable with you. Thank you. Man, y'all really love it. You hear me? I love y'all. Y'all are awesome thought. I'll do a quick little reading, a collective reading, and then we'll all go to bed. How about that, yeah? Please find it with me on the way. I feel your praise across all miles with gratitude. Vibe with you. Nadine, you say the sweetest things. You hear me? Thank you. You's cool, girl. All y'all are cool. I just want the compassion that y'all, the love and affection y'all send me. It's not like I can see y'all faces when y'all smile. It's different. You got me. See what I'm talking about? I can't see your faces. Smirk with biggest grin. You got me under my skin. Sometimes that's a good thing. Got a lot of writing to do, I think. I believe you. Yeah. I believe your energy pulled. Yeah. I got a bucket full of pens that just got knocked down. Different colors, so I think it's all coming together. I'm not sure what's happening. Collective reading. The 3-card pull. The first card is going to be representation to the past. I'm going to send this energy for love and in reflection to your relationship or to you being single as a way to guide you to this current moment, the last 24 hours to this very moment of you being on TikTok, to where the first 2 cards are representation to your building energy for the future and utilizing that energy for manifesting whatever it is that's in your life. I myself is going to send as much love and healing energy towards you, love and light, so that you can bounce off of TikTok with that same type of energy and go manifest and attract to whatever is in your world, right? So the first card is a representation to yourself as an individual and your twin flame. If you don't have a twin flame, you can utilize the energy inside of you to help create and build that energy towards sending it towards your twin flame. The first card is have faith in your dreams. And so in meeting your twin flame, or from the moment that you were single or decided to no longer be in a relationship, the universe said whatever you was going for, don't give up. To utilize that energy from the past of having faith in your dream to represent your timeline right now, your moment right now, your dreams right now. Your dreams in your past and your dreams right now might have a different variation towards how you used to see it, but utilize what you used to see to enhance who you are now. Or your past and your future doesn't have to be the same, but where you can show homage to your past by appreciating the things you've gone through right now, towards when you look into the future, you don't create this type of, oh no, I keep doing the same ish over and over and over again, versus where the secret is, just be grateful and show gratitude right now, which enhances your energy for the future. You're having your faith in dreams. What's going on? What's going on, Terra Daddy? Having faith in your dreams in the past is going to help you have representation to your future right now, which is the language of showing the world the real you. So if you got faith in your dreams or whatever it is you're trying to do, from your time that you was in a relationship to the time you were single to whatever you're doing in your life right now, the universe is saying, balls to wall. Do not hold yourself in a category where you can't be you anymore. Feel comfortable showing the world the real you. There's 7.8 billion people, countless people in the world trying things, experiencing things, expressing themselves, and you showing you the world the real you. It's better for you to have the future, to create the future, and to attract the future that you truly want to the core of your heart, without creating this mentality of, did I do the right thing? Should I try this? Should I try that? Once you click into that category, no matter what another person says and or do, they're going to know that's who you really are. Utilizing the past along with this current moment for manifestation energy of your future, the universe is saying it's a time for healing. AKA, whatever you are receiving, whatever you're getting in your life, this is to promote and inspire you to take a moment and breathe. Be proud of the things you've done. Showing the world the real you can cause your body, your mind, and your energy to heighten to such a degree that when you receive all your gloriness, when you receive all your manifestation, when you receive all the things that's meant from you or for you from the future, the not taking the time to enjoy the fruits of your labor can create this atmosphere of needing to breathe, allowing yourself to breathe, allowing yourself to feel connected, allowing yourself to feel grounded, creates this wholesome feeling inside of you. Your future, speaking the language of timing, a time for you to heal, is to have representation and reminder to you not to hurt yourself, but to switch the lingo, to switch the mind energy, to say from hurt to enjoy. And instead of just it looking like healing, like my brain thinks about it where it says, oh, healing in the future, there's going to be pain, versus the reminder of who you are is to take your seat, put your feet up, enjoy what it is you're doing. Your past said have faith in your dreams. Your current moment says show the world the real you. And the future says it's a time for healing. This is to allow you to see that the connection of these is going to cause stress, tension, pressure, but not pain, not to cause the traditional sense of stress to where you have to manage, or the traditional sense of stress to where you have to need time away from something, versus the sense of gratitude of coming home after a long day. You've taken your shoes off. You are getting you a glass of whatever your favorite drink is. You're taking your shower. You're soaking in the tub. You're sitting on the couch watching your favorite TV show. That's the healing and representation of the world saying, or the universe saying, good job showing the world the real you. Good job in having faith in your dreams. Good job in believing in yourself so that you can continue to do the things you're trying to do. Not just for yourself, but for the people around you, and to create a better environment. But let me know what you think, right? So first card is have faith in your dreams. Second card is show the world the real you. And the third card is in representation for manifesting your energies of a time for healing, aka enjoy the fruits of your labor. What's going on, Bree? Any questions? Right, I'm trying to make sure my brain is satisfied with a time for healing. When creating the energy for manifesting, we kind of have this old conundrum of materialistic things, but you can manifest healing. You can manifest love. You can manifest joy. You can manifest prosperity. You can manifest all these things to inspire your mind, to make that the frequency. So if something comes your way, the reminder of your existence is a healing existence versus the reason for healing, which then promotes your body to be like, well, why you need to heal? Nope, it's not what I'm doing. I'm attracting healing to create a healing environment, for I am healed. For me, being healed doesn't stop the healing. For me, being healed promotes more healing, so I can have healed friends, so I can have a healed home, so I can have a healed, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Thank you, Divine. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. Cynthia 4444, I love you. User 98268748553, I love you. Bashful Hadayada 4, I love you. Breezy 11, I love you. Those in the background, I love you. Divine, I love you. Terra Daddy, I love you. Nadine, I love you. I appreciate y'all. Good morning. Have a good night. Happy Friday. I will be back later today. I'll be back later today. Take care. Talk to you later. Peace.